Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Laura. I hope you find yourself well and you're ready to just quickly review your poster method for Monday. Okay, so the problem that we were looking at was the problem that said Olivia is learning about shapes. Olivia creates a list of shapes for her classmates. So let's just quickly get to these questions, and I want to share what I wrote. Okay, so the first thing that I am looking at is, what is this problem asking you to find? So after I read this problem about Olivia and her list of shapes and the information that she has listed, I read the last question, and it said, what are the shapes that Olivia asks her classmates to draw? So now I quickly go back to that and I say, oh, okay, this is the question that I need to make sure that I answer. So I need to make sure that I find the shapes that Olivia asks her friends to draw, okay? The next thing, it says, what are the key details? And if you see my paper here, boys and girls, I just made a bracket here because these are the important details that I need to include or pay attention to when answering this question here. The next question, question number 3, says, how will you solve this problem? What is your action plan? And I kind of combined number 3 and number 4 together. Number 4 says, how can you show your work? So I said that I am going to create a ratio table with shapes, names of shapes, and drawing of shapes. So I said that this is the best way that I can show my work, and using a ratio table or a table, and these would be my 3 titles that I would include. Then I would use the information given to draw the shapes and use the 2D shape tool, which was attached to this problem. Okay, so let me show you what I was able to do. So I'm gonna put this here and I'm gonna read like the directions that Olivia had written. Okay. So shape number 1 has 4 right angles, but 4 sides are not congruent. So congruent means the same size, same length. So I said shape number 1 was a rectangle, and then I drew a picture right next to it so that I would be able to identify it and make sure, like I can see here, it has 4 right angles, but the 4 sides are not the same length, right? Shape number 2, it's a quadrilateral with 4 congruent angles and all the sides are congruent. That means that all the sides have the same length and angles. So now, can I see this? Yep, so this one is a square. Number 3, it says has no angles or sides. So I said, okay, what shape did I know had no angles or no sides? A circle. Number 4, has 1 right angle and 2 acute angles. So this one was a little confusing because I was just thinking about 4 sided shapes, and then I was like, wait a minute, it only has 1 right angle and 2 acute. So I had to kind of go back to what I had learned previously in 4th grade for some of you, and I was like, oh, that's a right triangle. Shape number 5, the clue says has 2 acute angles, 1 obtuse angle, and 2 congruent sides. So that means that 2 of the sides are the same length, but now the angles, 2 of them are acute and 1 is obtuse. And do you see that? This is my obtuse, these are my acute here. Okay. Number 6, it's a quadrilateral with 2 acute angles and 2 obtuse. So now I already think about, okay, this has to have 4 sides, and it has 2 acute and 2 obtuse. So here are my 2 acute, and here are my 2 obtuse. So that's a parallelogram. Okay. Shape number 7, the clue says, has 6 obtuse angles and 3 pairs of parallel lines. So here it is a regular hexagon, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sides, and all the angles are greater than 90, so that makes them obtuse. Shape number 6, it is a polygon. So polygon means many shapes, many sides, more than 3, I believe, with 5 angles and sides are not congruent. So now here is an irregular pentagon, okay? So here these two are the same size, these are, but this is not. So not all the sides are not congruent, okay? So just quickly check your work. If you don't have this, take a minute, revise your work, your poster method, and make sure to answer your feedback sheet. What was something you did well and something you need to keep working on. Okay, maybe it's just using your tools, right? How many of you use your tools doing this poster method? Let us know. Okay, all right, so I'll see you in a little bit for today's math workshop.